Hey, this is Nick from Northern Border Sporting, and today we're going to go over the disassembly, cleaning, and reassembly of the Panzer Arms AR-12. But first, we got to get it dirty. And now we're going to get on to actually cleaning the Panzer Arms AR-12 shotgun. First off, the instruction manual doesn't really cover much, mainly because it goes over who you'd need to take apart the Gen 1 or 2 Panzer Arms, actually at the time it was Leader Arms AR-12 shotgun. So what you're going to need is some Allen keys, a metric 5 and 6. To be specific, you might need something, you got the socket extension, but roughly the size of that, and a hammer to get, to get the lower and the upper apart. They don't really like to move, especially when you first got it and it's really tight with all the grease. If you want to do anything with the buttstock and get that off, you're probably going to need to adjust. You need your Phillips head screwdriver. This is from the cleaning kit. That might actually work good instead of this, but otherwise you can use it to stick stuff in the action instead of using your finger. Bore stake is always nice, as well as some rum oil. You may need a hammer, and I like to keep everything really tight, so I have this wrench and I use this rag to make sure that it doesn't scuff up any of the awesomeness. So it is empty, by the way, so you can see. First, you're going to want to take off spark muzzle brake. Fairly easy to take off. Just unscrew it. And that doesn't really get on there too tight. It's just so I can see the camera. It goes black every once in a while. Take this rag, wrench, should be able to get this off. No problem here. Just screw off now. Whole piece just comes right off. Next, there's a little piece, holds that together. Take that out, just slides right out. I'm just laying all these pieces out on this mat here so I don't lose them. Next, you're going to want to slide your handguard off right there. Now, I've seen some questions on whether you can fit an actual muzzle brake on here. I don't know, because I can't figure out what threads the shotgun is. I don't personally have a way of figuring that out. So I apologize. I've been looking into it. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. So next, right here, should just unscrew right out off of that one, and then right off of there. Piece. Make sure that goes back in. All right. Next. Wow, this part's a little tricky. Got to take the barrel out. Make sure you can see here. It doesn't really like to come out. I'm going to take this cap off, by the way. Push the bolt forward. Just kind of gotta flip it. Go forward. Go back a little bit. Barrel. Come right out. with no help. Alright. Get your barrel out. This can go back and forth. Next thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to pull your bolt back slightly. And I mentioned there's a ratchet right here. You want to pull that ratchet down. So what that's going to do is that's going to release the carrier. It's going to let your bolt go forward slightly. Now, after this step is where things tend to get slightly complicated. Not extremely though. It's where you're going to need your Allen keys. First you want your smaller number 5, I think. Look, yes, number 5. And you are going to want to loosen. There's supposed to be a little cap here, mine has fallen out. But that's perfectly okay. Let's try to give you guys a nice view here. Yeah, so I want to just loosen that right up. Again, I've got mine in there fairly tight. I don't want anything getting loose, messed up, or broken, really. Someone also mentioned if you could put in an adapter to take a buffer tube, so you can put an adjustable stock on there. I really don't know about that either. They told me to look at one. I think it could work. Again, it may need some adjusting to what you need to get that to work the way you would like to. I'm going to pull that out. There's another little nut that rests on the inside of your stock there. I'll like to keep that in there. Yeah, I'll take it out. So, putting that back in the pile. So, what you're going to get to at this point is you have, move you up a little bit here. So, of course, you have your lower, your upper. You got this part in the front. You leave the bolt in. You don't really take that out. It says to release. You just leave it in. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get you to see it. There you go. On the inside, that'll take a number 6 metric. I believe that's 6mm Allen key, and you want to loosen and actually take out the bolt and the little plate that's in there. You're just going to want to. I'm really struggling with this camera here. Sorry about this, guys. Really not doing good. You want to take this? And of course, loosen it. There we go. Alright. So, you want to keep this together. Forgot to mention that before. Your plate, your little bolt here, whatever, and your connecting washer. You want to keep those together. So, now what you'll see is there's another plate in there. I don't know if you can see this. There's another plate in there, and that's where I said you're going to want something to jam on that, because first time I took this apart, yeah, your upper and your lower are pretty much they're stuck together. So yeah, really you're gonna wanna get something here or something. You're just gonna want it. It's gonna fall off, so you might need someone to catch that. I'm gonna try to do it just sideways here. I don't know. Before I had someone helping me when I was taking this apart the first time. Actually, let's I'm gonna go the other way with this. Right-handed. All right. We're just gonna give it a big pop forward. Loosened it a little bit. Again, you want to be careful not to necessarily break anything, but you do want to get your upper off. So there we go. You hit it with enough force. Your upper will be separated from your lower, and then that will begin your cleaning phase. One thing you're going to want to be very careful is this comes out, your mag release. See this little piece? Ooh, okay. I almost pushed it out again. There's a spring in there, and it's very hard to get that spring back in, and this piece on top of it, it falls right out. But I mean, it doesn't add anything or put it against the function. You're going to want to be fairly careful when you're dealing with this. You don't want to pull it out and get that spring lost. It's a pain. Of course, your trigger goes forward, locks back. So yeah, fairly good trigger, pretty nice from what I can tell here. And then of course your ratchet, what that does is you have your little piece in there. You also want to be careful. The first time I read it, I was trying to go off the instructions and I misread it, and I thought it said to take the ratchet out. So I put it down and then I took it out, and then what happened is this your feed ramp fell out, and then there's another piece that's underneath it, some springs that hold it in, so it snaps into place. I accidentally took that out, so you don't want anything here to come out. Just gonna say that. So at this point, you may begin cleaning with your various rags and tools you have, and whatever you wish. And I'll get back to you for reassembly, which is much easier than the disassembly. Alright, now that we have all of our parts cleaned up, let's work on getting them put back together here. So, gonna start the lower, the upper. You're just gonna want to kind of get them so they're about to there. Slide them back, pull the upper on as far as you can get it. Then you're going to want to take your piece, remember the way it went in there. You're then going to want to reinsert it, which isn't that hard. Take your number 6. Want to tighten that in. Takes a while. A lot of threads right there. My bad. Oh. There, it's better. Not very good at staying on here. Just trying to get this in there tight so it doesn't come loose while you're shooting, because that would not be a good thing at all. Alright, let's get that on there. I'm gonna focus on the buttstock last. Trying to remember in reverse order. You're gonna want to take your bolt back. You want to get your ratchet. They call it the ratchet in the book, so that's what I'm going to call it. So lock the bolt in place. You're then going to want to take your barrel, put your bottom on your sliding piece. You want to get that just lined up in there. Then you're going to want to slowly pull the bolt back. It's your barrel. Just put it in place. Put that back forward. Get your barrel in there nice and tight. So not all that much, because you're just going to put on this piece. Just remember the order in which you put them. Shouldn't have too big of an issue getting it all back on. As long as you can remember. Just trying to remember here. Yeah, I think next you gotta go to the handguard. We'll just slide right back on there. Should just fit into place nicely. Next you're gonna take this piece. Make sure your there's a little part that sticks out. Make sure that's pointed out. You want to put that piece back in there, and then take a little screw on with the sling piece. You want to get that on there, nice and tight. And once you've done that, screw on your little expressor. And I've got one without a stock. No. Test your bolt, make sure that works. Make sure it locks back. Goes forward just fine. Yeah, also be very careful not to get that piece out that I mentioned earlier. It's a pain to get it back in. I was trying my best not to knock it out, and I made a simple mistake. I actually knocked it out. It was, yeah, you don't want to do that. Sometimes it's nice to clean it, but it's a pain getting back in there. So, next with your stock, you want to take a little nut. You want to put it right back in the hex side. And then you're going to want to just slide it in. Once you slid it in, you want to go to the other side. And you're just going to want to line up your little Allen bolt. Yeah, just tighten that, and should be good to go. I would say. Just do this way for now. Remember, if you have that cap, you'll put the cap back on here. Once I get this screwed in, I'll go over how to adjust your buttstock forward and backward. It's really simple, but I'll go over it with you guys just so you know. Just covering that up with my hand. Sorry. Yep. Get that nice tight, because you don't want your stock coming off in the middle when you're shooting. Alright. So yeah, next you're we'll take that stock off. It shouldn't be too difficult to do. So, of course, empty. Just the way you would adjust it up and down, I'm sure you guys know. It's fairly simple. Just gotta unscrew this piece or loosen it anyway. So I'll make sure I do that here real quick. But you just want to take it all the way off. You want to pull this piece out. They do come apart, but I just leave it on there. It's a little better. Now, pull your top off. Yes, it's a piece of plastic, but hey, why not? To be totally honest, when I'm shooting, I'm probably just going to have it here. Personally, I like the stock that's on it, and I might be able to put a sling through this little part where they're together. But as you can tell, take your screwdriver and put it in there. You got your hole on the side. So, get your Phillips. It's Phillips on mine anyway. Probably on all of them. And we'll loosen that up. Pretty sure they're apart by now. There. And got this one. Gonna put that right back in there. Make sure it's gonna stay. So then, what you can do, if you would so choose, so you've got this one, there. Pretty sure I have that in backwards, but oh well. Yeah, it was backwards. You move it around. Oh yeah, that fell off. Had to go fishing for it. There we go. Put her back in. Just gonna make sure you get everything lined up right. I like to just put my finger on the side so that that doesn't come out. Let me just tighten this side until it's tight. Then if you want to put this back on, slide it. Take your connector piece, put it through on one side, take this piece, screw it so the silver side is facing you. There you have it. And there you have it. Full assembly and disassembly of the Panzer Arms AR-12. Thank you for watching.